to go like, am I the ass in the room? Like, what is happening here? Be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors.
Margot Robbie just blocked Blake Lively from Barbie, and Hollywood insiders say it was no accident. This wasn't a missed opportunity. It was a deliberate shutout. And the fallout? It's still unfolding. Blake Lively is in full damage control mode after being locked out of one of the most iconic films of the decade. But it gets worse, because while Margot Robbie was quietly rising, producing billion-dollar films and building her industry empire, Blake was being accused of derailing another project entirely. And this time, the backlash didn't stay behind closed doors. It Ends With Us isn't just in development hell. It's knee-deep in legal drama, and sources close to the production say Blake's creative demands played a huge role in the chaos. So how did the former fan favorite go from one of Hollywood's most beloved blondes to being quietly removed from the rooms where the real decisions are made? Let's break it down. Blake Lively almost played a Barbie. When Greta Gerwig's team began casting the now legendary film, Blake was seriously considered. She had the look, the following, the pop culture credibility. She'd worked with America Ferrera. She had a long-standing fashion icon status. And she fit the bright, feminine, hyper-polished world of Barbie on paper. But there was one thing the Barbie team valued even more than aesthetics: alignment. This movie was a vision, a celebration of femininity, yes, but also a carefully constructed satire, balancing humor, social commentary, and ensemble energy. Every Barbie cast had to be on board with that vision. And Blake? She had another vision entirely. According to insiders, the moment Blake entered early talks, she began pushing for something bigger. She wanted more screen time, more input, more authorship. She didn't just want to act in Barbie, she wanted to shape it.
Be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that.
And while Blake has always been open about craving more control behind the scenes, this time she was stepping into a world that didn't revolve around her. Margot Robbie was the lead, the face of the film. But more importantly, she was also the producer. Margot didn't just star in Barbie, she built it. Through Lucky Chap Entertainment, she helped greenlight the project, develop its tone, and assemble the dream team. She worked hand in hand with Greta Gerwig to protect the film's identity. So when Blake Lively started pushing for a bigger slice of the creative pie, Margot shut it down. Firmly, quietly, efficiently. There were no dramatic headlines, no public callouts. But industry insiders say the conversation ended almost as quickly as it began. And the message was clear. This isn't the place for ego. The Barbie cast was locked. The film moved into production. And Blake Lively? Gone without a trace. The public didn't notice. The media didn't speculate. No one missed her. That silence? That was Margot's power move. And as Barbie soared to over $1.4 billion at the box office,
Make it very clear to Greta. I said to her when she said, yes, I'll come on board, I don't have to be in the movie.
Blake was watching from the sidelines. But she still had one thing in her corner: her starring role in It Ends With Us. Except, that didn't go the way she planned either. Blake's involvement in It Ends With Us was supposed to be her comeback. A gritty, emotionally charged film based on a wildly popular book. Fans were hyped. The source material was rich. And Blake? She wasn't just acting, she had influence. Too much of it.
Be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled.
Reports from multiple outlets now confirm that Blake clashed with director Justin Baldoni during production. She made repeated script changes, altered character arcs, and tried to steer the tone of the film in a different direction from what was originally intended. And then, the legal battles started. While details remain sealed, what's public is this: production has stalled, lawsuits are brewing, and the film that once promised to be Blake's breakout serious role is now a cautionary tale. Blake's push for creative power isn't a one-time issue. It's become a pattern. Directors frustrated, producers blindsided, projects derailed, and other stars? They've noticed. Anna Kendrick, her co-star in A Simple Favor, now limits joint press appearances.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
We're talking about you all.
She's requested solo interviews for the sequel, and her PR team has reportedly asked outlets to avoid questions about Blake altogether. America Ferrera, once part of Blake's close circle, hasn't spoken publicly about her in years. Not on red carpets, not in interviews, not even on social media. Blake isn't being canceled, she's being quietly removed. Meanwhile, Margot Robbie continues to rise, not just as an actress, but as a businesswoman, a creative force, a strategist. She doesn't hijack existing projects, she develops her own. Lucky Chap, her production company, has produced films such as Promising Young Woman, I, Tonya, and now Barbie, all critically acclaimed, all commercially successful.
Passionate about making this as a producer, but I don't have to play Barbie or be in the movie in any capacity. I'm happy just to produce.
Margot doesn't demand power. She earns it. She collaborates. She uplifts. She knows when to speak and when to walk away. And that's what separates her from Blake. Here's the real difference. Blake wants control. Margot has trust. Blake's repeated power plays come across as insecurity, an unwillingness to let others lead, an obsession with shaping her image at all costs. Margot? She picks the right projects, surrounds herself with visionary women, and lets the work speak. One of them is building an empire. The other is burning bridges. So where does Blake go from here? She's still a bankable star, but fewer doors are opening. Studios are wary. Directors are hesitant. And with It Ends With Us now tainted by delays and controversy, there's no guaranteed comeback. Her image remains polished on Instagram. Fashion Week appearances, red carpet glam, curated captions. But in Hollywood, image isn't everything. Behind the scenes, reputation matters more. Barbie was more than a movie.
I didn't actually audition for the role of Barbie. I produced the film, so I guess I cast myself.
It was a turning point. Blake Lively didn't just miss out on a fun film. She missed out on the most culturally relevant blockbuster in years. And she wasn't just rejected. She was blocked. By Margot. By Greta. By the very system she's been trying to overpower. Because in Hollywood, power isn't about control. It's about collaboration. It's about respect. And most of all, it's about trust. And if Blake Lively can't rebuild that, she won't just lose roles. She'll lose access.
I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening behind the scenes in Hollywood, hit that like button to support more content like this. And don't forget to subscribe for exclusive deep dives into celebrity feuds, hidden power plays, and the stories no one else is telling. Blake Lively might be out for now, but trust me, she's not the only one Hollywood is quietly blocking. Stick around. You won't believe who's next.